All right, guys, let's tap in. So today the video is entitled Demonslayer. Okay, this is very, very important. We all have inner demons. Okay, it's very, very important for us to understand this, and the way that we can understand this is by understanding that the frequency that you embody, the vibration that you embody, if you're feeling very, very low, you're more likely to get contacted by lower entities or these beings, okay? Now, whereas the energy of more angelic creatures or higher up intergalactic frequencies that, I mean, there are ET frequencies that also siphon and so forth, but start to understand that they're taking energy from other things to thrive. So already understand that, okay? And they might be older than humanity or a part of humanity. And they might be older than you or a part of your subconscious. And you've made a subconscious contract with these beings without even realizing it at times, okay? So the first thing to do is to integrate them as your own shadow, okay? This is one of the most important things that you can do as a neo-shaman in your own life, okay? So the first thing to understand is you want to work on protection and banishing, okay? Hi there, Mia. So this guy has actually helped me to destroy, banish, integrate a bunch of demons, okay? Now, whatever you resist will persist. This was one of the teachings, right? So understanding if you're really feeling a lot of resistance towards this, it's still, you haven't merged it as a part of you, but I'm going to give you a protocol today that's going to help you with this, okay? So think of originally the word daemon meant spirit guide or helper, okay? And the word demon got morphed. Now, I'm not talking about Satan or the devil here. I'm talking about actual demons, okay? This is Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, or the Lotus-born Master. So it's said that he's born from an actual lotus flower, okay? But that's the level of this being's purity. He's also known as the second Buddha in a lot of different forms. He was, I believe, the king of Udiana in Kashmir. So this is like the more Kashmir side of the Tantra, right? Not the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra in the Hindu pantheon, but more so the Tibetan Vajrayana equivalent, okay? So this guy has helped me. He almost made me repurpose or perceive differently on what demons are. Sometimes in Vajrayana, we have these wrathful beings, right? And they might have, you know, very fierce fangs, or they might have like really bloodshot eyes, or they might have these scary features, but really they're being scary to protect compassion, protect the Buddha, protect the teachings of the lineage, okay? So again, fear is the enemy, actually, as we'll start to understand once again, right? It's a fear-based state of mind to a flow-based state of mind, where you're being more open-hearted with this. So understand, this is all shadow work, right? These demons are thought forms of supercharged lack, okay? So think of all of the 7 deadly sins, okay? Lust, I don't have enough sex. Greed, I don't have enough money. Okay, gluttony, I don't have enough food or sustenance, right? Satisfaction from eating, right? And so it's this chasing, desperate energy. And we've all experienced this victim mode, right? But when you start to own your own urges, when you start to understand your own impulses and inclinations, you're starting to work with your ego now instead of amputating it. A lot of spiritual practitioners, they think ego is the enemy. Let's amputate it, let's banish it, let's cut it away from our lives. But if you create an ego death, how are you supposed to function as a human being in this physical body if you're getting rid of it, right, and transcending it? So the number one thing is to notice that Christ, Buddha, that energy is a choice to love, and the opposite of that energy is almost a separation or an energy of selfhood, right? So a lot of people who are saying, I am Buddha, I am Christ, they're not even getting that understanding either, right? Because again, is it that you're doing that from the choice to love thyself, to love thy neighbor, right? Or are you doing it from a space of, oh, it fulfills me? It's kind of a narcissistic tactic, right? Okay, I'm kind of new to this whole perspective. Good, this is new to you then. Quandale Dingleberry. Big shout out to your schizophrenic son, Popcore. Okay, cool. And also the thing about schizophrenia is a lot of the times they get stuck in the mind. So a lot of entities actually speak through to these beings, these people who are suffering, right, in the mental health aspect. As long as this is what I've learned from some of my guides and so forth. But again, all energy blessings go to all of my gurus, guides, mentors before me, okay, and that work with me. So all gratitude goes to them, all the teachings, all the blessings, everything goes to them. I take zero credit for any of this. This is just flowing through me, through my own eyes, as a vessel, as a loving vessel, okay? So understand, this guy, he saw these demons as guard dogs for him. He made them his bitch, in a sense. Does that make sense? Like, that's such a powerful energy, to use the power of the darkness, not like it's coming at you, the power of the darkness, and then having the ability and the discernment to say, wait a second, I'm enlightening, right? On this path working, why don't you join me? I'll take you to the next life, right? And for right now, maybe, this is for my father, burn a tribute, you know, put it outside, and, you know, have it go away for now. Stop, he conquered them, you know. And again, it's like, yeah, it's almost like these beings don't like the word tamed. They hate that word. We got tamed, right? Like there's some kind of a domesticated pet. But that's the way you sometimes have to see them, as like these little critters, as some of the, like Metatron, Archangel Metatron, when I channeled him, right? He was like calling them little critters. I thought that was so funny. Like, why would you call these very scary beings, right? And again, they're scary in our own minds, depending on our, you know, level of consciousness. If we go lower and lower into our level of consciousness and interact with these beings, they're going to seem scarier than if you are higher up in your level of consciousness. Like, let's say you're in love, peace, gratitude, and then you're perceiving these beings. Very different. Very different. One is going to impact that, give you that nervousness feeling inside, right? And the other one is going to give you like, okay, this is an impulse. I don't know what to do with this, right? I know what to do with this. So the Buddha, who's beyond the ego, and Mara, the demon, who represents the ego or the self-concept, that's really interesting, right? So it's like your ego is distracting your transcendence. So the demon is distracting the God self from awakening, right? With the same way you overcome the demons and use them, is it possible to do the same with our own demons? Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to give you the process here as well. So think of it like, man, I wish I could draw on something. Right? Hold on, let me get the Primal Sutra manifesto right here. Okay. Let's see if we can draw on this and show you guys something. So this is the way I want you to understand energy vampires, okay? Okay, so if you see this diagram right here, okay, this is you right here. This is your soul. This is another person. This is their soul, okay? Now you're both connected through what? Source, God, right? You both have that experience. Now, so that means that nobody, let me get the pen out, nobody can actually siphon energy, chi, prana from you. All they can do is change your mental paradigm and perception, that when you look at them, you get certain thoughts that block the flow to your higher self from source, right? So it causes little, just like little imprints or energy blocks, right? And this is how energy vampires get to you. You see what I'm saying? They're changing the ideas around it. So this is what gaslighting is. This is what like love bombing is. This is all of that, right? You're changing your perception about yourself, therefore distorting, cutting yourself off from God and source. You're separating. Set, right, in ancient Egypt. Set versus Horus, right? Horus is one of the beings I work with. I understand how to handle that chaos now. Sheesh. Okay? So, demons work with a disconnection and a powerlessness feeling. So if you feel powerless in a situation, you notice a lot of people feel angry. Why do they feel angry when they're powerless? It's the demon within them. It's the wrath within them. It's the quality within them that's reacting, right? And that reaction actually feeds them, according to some teachings. Like a lot of the teachings on archons or these other beings, they're fed by the actual negative emotions. That's why people are so addicted to negative energy at times as well. You might have seen this, you might have experienced this, okay? Now, so I haven't gotten a message from this client, so I'm gonna actually go on for a little bit longer, okay? I wanted this to be a short video because I do have people to help. I mean, face to face, you know? This is, of course, a help as well. However, yeah. Anyway, let's continue as long as I can, and then I'll feel the choice to just stop, okay? Real quick. So just giving you a warning for that, so get some tea or whatever. So separating yourself is that Luciferian selfhood, right? Whereas the choice to love and coming back to bodhicitta, Buddha mind, compassion mind, changes it. Okay, so think of it like someone is restricting the source flow for you or changing your GPS. What do I call GPS? GPS is like a word that I call God positioning system, okay? It's where you suddenly position God in your heart and it takes away your stress, pain, trauma for that moment, right? So thoughts deprive you of source, and the most vampiric victims are actually desperate victims of their own minds. Now we've understood this. Now we also understand that vampires serve your self-concept of you. So if you think you're a piece of shit, you think you're lower than others or whatever, you're inferior to others or your friends around you, these beings are gonna resonate at that frequency too, because the victim and the attacker are on the same vibration. Okay, this is what people don't understand. So the victim is the same as the vampire. Okay, this is why we have to get ourselves out of this mentality, because really all is mind in the spiritual world. Okay, and it's all ruled by our imagination. How we use our imagination either gets us to worry or be at peace. You guys get that? Good. Give me a thumbs up if you get that, if you're following along. Good. So now we have this period of emotional and spiritual weakness, and then, you know, pity feels like love to a victim mind, right? And so when people stay in pity, it's really a familiar feeling that, oh, people actually care for me, even though it might be a false care for that moment or whatever, right? It's a polite care. But even in that moment, it feels good, right? It feels good enough to sustain you. So really, when you're doing shadow work, when you're getting these negative thoughts just perpetuating, coming in randomly, you have to challenge it, okay? So it's either about loving others or taking love away. But then you ask it, like, let's say my room is messy, right? I say it out loud. Why is that so bad? That's the next thought. So why is that so bad is a shadow work thought that digs. It's like a shovel. What does that mean about me? It's another one. Similar, very similar, right? So you say, my room is so messy. Why is that so bad? Because it shows that I'm disorganized. Why is that so bad? Well, because that makes me irresponsible, and it makes me worry that I can't be a good coach if I'm not, you know, organized. Okay, why is that so bad? Well, because it's affecting my reputation and my status. Okay, why is that so bad? And you keep going, right? You keep asking the same question until you can't dig any further, and then you realize the root cause of it, the spark of it, that's your core belief. And when you change your core belief, the demon either washes away, or you ask it, hey, do you want to be an ally? Or do you want to be like someone who just distracts me from my path, right? You got to get real. You got to get to that crossroads where that energy is maybe sitting across from your whatever, right, in your mind, and you got to merge with it. Now, listen, you have to first of all understand what the demon is. So it's a good idea to personify when you first start beginning this journey, okay? You can look up the Goetia and look up different names, but that's not going to help you at the time, because really it starts off being a subconscious work, and dream analysis, specific dream analysis, not like a blurry, fadey, like a fuzzy dream you once had, like I sat at the back of a bus, right? And this lady was stroking my hair or whatever, right? That's so vague, has nothing to do with anything, right? Maybe a few keywords have some connotations there, but you can't really get that clear on that dream to really explore your subconscious in that way, right? So you have to get better at dream analysis, get more specific and lucid. You can do this through a lot of light body practices, and I'm going to learn that from a mentor very shortly, so I'll teach you guys that as well. Once I learn and master it, okay? I'm not going to teach you something that I haven't mastered that's bizarre, okay? So you say, what is the demon's shape? What is the demon's color? What is the texture? What is the sensation that it gives you? What is the temperature that it has? Does it feel cold? Does it feel really like a heat within your system? Like, really get clear on it, right? Now when you're clear about it, you can ask it, who's its master? What's its name? What do you want? What do you need? And how will you feel if you get what you need? This is the last part, is really important, okay? Because this is how we melt it or take power over it. We banish it. We learn to become a Demonslayer. Okay, this final step is really important. How will you feel if you get what you need? That demon wants something from you. So let's say that you ask it, what do you want? It tells you, stop being a stupid moron all the time. Okay? Then you go, what? Well, what do you need? Okay? Well, stop escaping me and learn to love me. That's what I need. You've been running from me your entire fucking life. Now it's time for you to sit down and actually have a conversation with me so I don't feel left out and alone. Whoa, right? Whoa. That hits some people, I know. Because that's that energy, right? It confronts you. It confronts you. It's scary to do this work. That's why it's like, oh, it's demons, right? Ooh. We create a fear based in our minds, but we have to keep that Holy Spirit within, keep that higher consciousness within us, and then proceed. This is why we need a lot more, exorcists rather than priests, I think, honestly. We need a lot more people who understand how to remove this negative energy, Something I've never figured out, how do I feel when? Yeah, like, how will you feel if you get what you need, right? You're asking the demon. So you ask it, what do you want? I just want to have sex, right? What do you need? Well, really, I'm trying to chase affection or love through that sex. Oh! Now you understand the demon, you see? Then you say, how will you feel if you get what you need? I will feel relaxed, it says. I will feel loved. I will feel really excited or energized about my path. I'll feel finally understood and heard, right? It'll give you something. So go with what it's giving you, because again, this is subconscious work. It's not going to be 100% accurate. So even if your mind lies to you, that's still rich information that you can use. Okay, so don't overthink it in the beginning. That's my advice to you. If you're going all over the place with it, you kind of have to slow down, distance yourself from it, almost look at it like a cartoon character that's working through you in your mind, so you could just separate and understand it before you merge with it. Okay, so now the visualization here, which is so key and powerful, is you imagine your body as an infinite ocean of loving nectar, okay? Drowning out this demon, merging it. It's going through all of its pores. You understood the way that it looks now, right? The shape, the color, the size, the horns, whatever, right? You understand it now more than ever. You understand the enemy within. Now what you can do is just give that demon, turn your body into an infinite supply of ocean nectar and cleanse it out. And once it's cleaning it out, you give it the feeling of what it really needs, aka the third question. Woo! You guys get that? So if it said, feed me with love, I really need love, and that's what I'm trying to get through this. I just want to feel that. So you feed it with an ocean nectar of love. Feed it and imagine that this demon is completely satisfied and then it leaves. Whew. I banish you, right? Now, if it's not gone yet, you can also ask it whether it's there for a reason. Right? Because sometimes they've been sent there for a reason. Are you here for a reason to help me, to protect me? What pledge do you have to make to me? Who is your creator? Okay? You get really clear about it. And then, how can I... Yeah, basically you're asking it like, how can I work alongside you rather than create this conflict on the internal world, right? Because right now it's a conflict. That's why not a lot of people worry. A lot of people get scared. Okay, they flee to something. They flee to Christianity. They flee to the church. They flee to, right? They escape. Okay, so how do you know what it really wants, though? I can't figure out what my anxiety wants from me, right? So first of all, you got to understand what is it showing up as. If you just tap into your inner resistance, your inner anxiety, it's going to give you a feeling, right? A lump in the throat, a caving in the chest, a squelchy feeling in the gut, whatever it is, right? Like maybe a buzzing in the third eye, whatever that feeling is, give it an image, a color, a shape, something, right? So you can have much more power over it. Once you have more of an image, you can then speak back and forth to it in your mind using your imagination. And it's going to be a lot more clear of that thought form, because your anxiety is under a thought form, right? Yeah, what is it protecting you from exactly? What is the emotion keeping you safe from? That's a good question, Ryan G. Yeah, we use that one to do our energy healings. So Ryan G is my business partner there for Primal Sutra Mia. So yeah, you fill your own cup with love and then it spilleth onto others. Okay, you don't just offer up your cup of self-love so everybody can drink from it. That's one thing that I've learned. Hello, brother, I'm back again for a new day. All right, what have you learned about omnism? Okay, report card time. I'm just playing, man. Good to have you back, bro. All right, I might leave soon, guys. Man, some people are so flaky with their sessions. I'll show up at this time, but then possibly I'll have to wait for somebody else until this time, so I don't know if I can do today's session. That just leaves a giant gap, you know? What is this about? I'm confused. Brief explanation, please. Okay, and we're talking about demon slaying, particularly shadow integration, okay? And shadow integration is all about you facing the parts of you that you hate facing, you know? The parts that you've been avoiding, the icky parts, the murky parts, you know, the stuff you want to just push under the rug. That stuff is really going to be key, right, towards you helping out, right? Play small one. Right? I feel like it's protecting me from judgment, maybe. Ah, there you go. Boom. So it needs... What does it need then, Mia? What does it want to feel like? It wants to feel non-judged, maybe? Okay. Hey, that's where you go to a psychologist, therapist, etc. But some people make you feel more judged, I feel like. Sheesh. Acknowledgement. Ah, acknowledgement for Wendy. He says, acknowledgement, it's keeping me from being seen. And guess what, Wendy? That's your golden shadow, right? To be seen is to be the light and to shine. Right? So it's keeping you in the dark, almost, in a sense. Wow. Thank you for sharing, guys. You guys are very open, vulnerable. How long have I had a channel? Ever since COVID hit. So that's like 2021, 22, maybe. Since that time. But yeah, if you have any questions around this, so again, let me go through the process again. So we understood, let's just do a little recap. A victim is the same frequency as the vampire, right? We understand that because they both feed each other. The work is in the shadow. This has given me a lot to think about. Thank you so much for doing this live. You're welcome. And so let's say that you have this thought form, you separate it, you ask it, why is it so bad, this thought? Give it a shape, color, texture, sensation, temperature, name, okay? Call it Ferris Bueller, the demon. Bueller, every time it comes up, right? What do you want, demon? Or negative energy, or negative entity, or archon? Who is your master? What do you want? What is your name? Right? It tells you. I'm Ferris Bueller. What do you want? I want freedom. What do you need? I need, well, I need to feel special. Oof, okay. How will you feel if you get what you need? I'll feel a wholeness. Now you imagine, now you know it's it's giving you all the codes now to work with, right? Now you close your eyes, go into meditation, play some like relaxing theta music or whatever, right? And go into this state where you imagine your body and your chakras becoming this infinite ocean of bliss or nectar, whatever that thing that you wanted to feel is, right? So oneness. So this would be a particular oneness wave, a oneness tsunami that you send to that creature. And it's almost similar to a Hopno technique, right, Ryan G? So very quickly, you put your hand over your heart. Think about that person, that being, that negative person. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Inhale. Exhale, right? Now you can use this visualization, hand over the heart, because it releases oxytocin, and adapt it with this new technology that I'm giving you of like imagining you are like a tsunami or water wave just rushing right into this particular being. Now, it feels that it's really getting what it needs, right? And so it is going to either leave or it's going to challenge you, or it's going to feel a little bit, a lift in its energy. It's not going to be the same being that you're interacting with. You guys see that? So then you can ask it, like, are you here to help me or protect me? Like, do you, what pledge do you make to me? And how can I access you, right? Or how can I be able to have this relationship, okay? So really, really key, really, really important here, guys, okay? And once you understand this, and once you remain in the energy of these higher beings, these holy names, right? Look up the holy names of all religions, you know, and find them and stick to them, you know. It really scares these energies away. Other teachers or practitioners tell you just laugh at them, right? If you just laugh at that energy, it's a release anyway, right? And it banishes them because you're protecting yourself through the ha, 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 that vibration. And at the same time, you're raising your own vibe, right? You're celebrating yourself. Manifest, right? Manifestival. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in. I have to get going, I believe. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. You got this. We got this. Upward Spiral Gang. Make sure you share this with a friend who's struggling right now. Us.